Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. It's a wonderful turnout, and so many people interested in the election process and who your candidates are and getting to know them. And so welcome to the forum that's being done by the New Ribbon Holden. It's sponsoring it in conjunction with, as you know, the Holden Beach Owners Association. And I'm Barbara Burrell, and I'm the Voter Services Chair for Felmly. And we do have a few rules about the forum tonight. Please turn off your phone if you haven't already done it. Please get them out. I think I need to turn mine off. I will do that. Turn off your phone. And please, no clapping, cheering, or booing of any of the candidates. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But you have to be nice and polite. Otherwise, but clapping for them at the end of the forum would be very much appreciated. These people have worked really hard. And I just want to let everybody know that I'm going to share with the candidates. Most of you probably know, we gave people opportunities to submit questions. We had a few glitches with it, but we got a lot of questions from people from Holden Beach, and I will make sure, because we can't ask all of those questions, that after this, in the next couple of days, I will see that all of the candidates get all of the questions. There'll be no names attached to them or anything, but I want you to know that your voice is being heard. And then it's up to the candidates to decide what they want to do with all those questions. On your chair is the League of Women Voters Vote 411.org card, and you can go on, use that and go on a line and just put in your address, and all of the candidates who decided to participate, and I know our two mayor candidates are doing that, and they have the opportunity to answer some questions, have their picture, their bio, the more general information. It's no gotcha kinds of questions, it's general public policy questions. And, you know, if you meet some friends and stuff and they want to know more, tell them, go to Vote 411. If you didn't get one of these, I have more here to get on the way out. Okay, just go online and Vote 411. Our timekeeper tonight is Peggy Gardner, who's sitting over here to tell the candidates when their time is up, they'll get a beat. And then we'll take them off. I don't think we'll have to do that. Okay. And our league member, Mary Ellen Cole, is back here. She's running the Zoom program. So we have quite a number of people on Zoom. In addition to all of them here. And then we on YouTube. We're Facebook Live. Facebook Live. Okay, then. Also, I need to let you know that one of the candidates for the Board of Commission, Cheryl Arnold, excuse me, is not able to attend tonight because of a sickness in his family. So he's not here because he didn't want to participate or anything. He wanted to very much. So we have to root for him. And our moderator tonight is Nikolai Lazar from Matt, from WHQR, who has a special emphasis on Bronx County, getting to know time more by doing this tonight, and we really appreciate her taking the time to do it. We're going to begin with the two mayor candidates, and I'm going to turn it over to Nikolai for the two mayor candidates.
Thank you, Barbara. I just want to let y'all know you can't do the moderator either.
Yeah, that's right.
That's cool. We'll go ahead and start with the mayoral candidates. I want to let y'all know too, I'm sure you've already discussed this with the timekeeper, but they will have the numbers displayed on the screen, and I would recommend during your answers checking to make sure you're not going over time. So I'd like to introduce Mike Felmly and Alan Holden. We'll start with y'all just telling us what is most important to you in being mayor and what your incentive is for keeping this job. And we'll start with Mike, please.
Yes, I'm Mike Felmly. I lived on Carolina Avenue. I spent 30 years in the Navy, and I've been all over the world. I managed budgets as high as $1 billion. I've been a fleet draft command. Certainly have many jobs that will go that. But will help me with mayoral candidate. What motivated me to run is that this budget, I've studied it intensely for the past 3 weeks, three months, is it's a mess. The pier started out, it's a $300,000 or $30,000 project. Now it's into a $5 million project. We have no bidders to correct the pier. We bid out of the pier. We have a sewer system which doesn't work. Parking lot, which we can't get anybody to bid on. And now we're gonna take a number of boats now from 37, we can park over there to 17. It's just a mess, the whole thing. We're putting money all over the place, we're getting into business, we run a marina. Did you know that? Did you know that we turned the pier over to the state? When we took the part of grant to help us pay for the pier, this $3.3 million pier, $500,000 of it came from the state. The town has turned the pier over to the state in perpetuity. And you're gonna pay the tax on it, you're gonna take care of it. The same things happen.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll go ahead and move on to Mr. Holden. I'll repeat the question. Just tell us what is most important to you in being mayor and why you want to seek out this job.
Well, this is my home. I've never had another. I hope it's gonna be my home for many more years. And I hope that you'll consider letting me be part of the organization of Holden Beach. My first experience with Holden Beach in town was 1976, where I was mayor pro tem and then took a job. And I served on virtually every committee there is in the town, and I think I've got 26 years total as mayor and commissioner. I learned a lot from what my fellow next to me had to say. I have to check some of that stuff out, but that's not quite the way I understand some of that. But I do know one thing. I'm proud of this place. I know the history of it. I know how the town works. And the mayor doesn't get to vote. I get to listen a lot. And I get a lot of phone calls. Nice people like you. Encouraging me to encourage the commissioners to do certain things. But the most important thing is this is a family beach. It was the family's intention from the beginning to make this a family beach rather than become a commercial area along the coast. We feel like everyone that has been a resident of this place and a property owner has jumped on board. And I think the consensus is that's where we want to go in the future. So thank you for your consideration, and I'm sure we'll have other explanations to follow.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. All right, so for the following questions, we will be giving 60 seconds to each candidate to answer. We'll go ahead and start with Mr. Holden again. How do you? Oh, sorry. We'll give our time for a minute to adjust. But Mr. Holden, I'd ask, how do you describe Holden Beach when visitors ask you about it?
Well, Holden Beach has been the #1 family beach in America twice. While I have served in some capacity, which I don't get all the credit, but I get some of it. And same time, I was chairman of the board of trustees at Clemson Community College to be named the best American community college twice while I was chairman of the board. So don't have all the things to say it's my responsibility or the accolades mine, no. But you get good people, you surround yourself with more good people, and you listen to the people that you serve, and they'll take care of.
Thank you. Yeah, so I might need to check on that. I'll keep an eye, yeah. All right, thank you, Mr. Holden. I can also keep talking on my phone. But...
No, okay.
Okay, we're good. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, great. We'll go ahead and move on to Mr. Felmly's answer. How do you describe Holden Beach when visitors ask you about it?
I used to describe it as paradise. My wife and I first came across that bridge here to look at places to retire in North Carolina. My wife put her fist in my chest and said, "Stop the car." She just fell in love with the place. Before we could turn around and leave the beach, she was looking for a real, it's absolute paradise. But over the past 12 years that we've lived here, it's changed. It's no longer a family beach. The town is into business. We're running an arena, we're running parking lots, we're charging people to come. We've got a terrible reputation. People call me and say, "We'd like to come down and visit you, but we're not coming." And The roads are in disrepair, they need to be fixed. We need a strategy to get this place back up to speed, get a plan to turn it back into a thing beach. It's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Mr. Felmly. All right, moving on to question number 2. We understand the Holden Beach. Nope. We understand Holden Beach has what is called a lead mayor system, but please tell us what role you as mayor, Mr. Felmly, have played or would see yourself playing as elected mayor in setting the agenda for board meetings. How would you work for commissioners? How would you work with commissioners to go about this task? You have 60 seconds.
I kind of look at it as being the captain of the ship. And the commissioners are the department heads. They run the show. They listen to their troops, they listen to the taxpayers, they find out what the taxpayers want, they bring it to the board. They bring it to the board. They make these decisions with the people. I act as the gatekeeper, and I make sure that the staff carries out the desires of the commissioners, which are your desires, you, the taxpayers. That's how I position.
Thank you. And I think that was also within time. Appreciate it. All right, moving on.
Just switching here.
Okay, gosh, do you need a second?
Yes,
Okay, I can go ahead and track on my phone if you'd like.
I got it. I think they, they need to be able to see it, that's better. Okay, ready? Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks for bearing with us, y'all. This is the first time we've done this, right?
Here,
Yeah. You're right. You can use the. Well, I think we got John one. All right, I'll go ahead and ask, Mr. Holden. We understand that the Holden Beach has what it calls a lead mayor system. But tell us what role you as mayor have played in setting the agenda for board meetings. How would you work with commissioners to go about this task?
The town manager runs the town. The commissioners and the mayor hire the town manager. And we, board members, are responsible for making sure the town manager carries out the tasks. The commissioners have not supposed to have any interaction with the day-to-day operations of the staff. So there was a time in the Holden Beach history that it was, as the gentleman described, the way it was run. That's not the way it is anymore. And the mayor's job is to do what I'm doing now, speaking in front of people, public relations, going to Raleigh, begging for money, getting ready to spend it through phone calls and connections. And that's what it's all about. The mayor does not have the ability to be the captain of a ship. Communications is primary. Good relations with the neighborhood and property owners, everybody else is involved.
Okay. All right, Mr. Holden, to expand on the begging from Raleigh part. What are your thoughts about the role and activities of the Holden Beach mayor in regional politics? So county governing agencies, their agendas.
I hate to answer, but I'm on a first name basis with all the commissioners in the county, with all our representatives in Raleigh from the county, they have been for years. And some people say, well, I don't want anybody connected, I want somebody starting fresh. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, it takes a long time to get phone calls from Raleigh to you, rather than you calling and begging them. I've been on the phone with one of the top people today in the state that called me, asking me to do something to help. You know, it's all the way around, from small town politics to Raleigh to Washington. And I think that's an integral part of the mayor's job, to make those connections, and when our new commissioners get put into place, get them oriented, help them understand the way it works. And it's just,
Thank you, sir. All right, moving on to Mr. Felmly. What are your thoughts about the role and activities of the Holden Beach mayor in regional politics? So county governing agencies, state governing agencies, their agendas.
It's pivotal, just like the mayor said, that you be involved in the regional politics, that you are on a first name basis. But look it's time for a change. Okay, there's a certain protocol that needs to be set up with these people so that you can get their money. I don't go beg. There's a certain way of doing it. And it's a polite, gentlemanly way. I can pick up the phone and call any one of the senators in North Carolina, any one of the representatives I want. They've never refused to return any one of my phone calls. They've never refused to return any one of my emails. I'm in the same position just like you are. We can all communicate. It's that simple, so. That's it.
Thank you. All right, question number 4 is for Mr. Felmly again. Although the mayor does not have a vote on public policy issues, how do you see the mayor being involved in affecting public concerns like town infrastructure problems and parking issues? You have 60 seconds.
The mayor has to get out. He has to pound the streets, he has to talk to people, he has to answer his emails. And answer them religiously, so there aren't problems like we have with a certain ADA problem we had. That nobody answered them. We have this huge American with Disabilities Act problem. Why? Because nobody from the town answered the mayor. It's a 24-hour step. There's buzzing on this thing too.
I'm not sure.
But you have to get out and pound the page, and you have to have open seminars. You have to let the people know that they can come see you. Or if you want to see the mayor, have the mayor come see you in your own home. That doesn't happen around. But once a month, once a quarter, the mayor should open up the place and say, come into my office, come to me, and I want to talk to you. We'll have a two-way communication. The 12 years I've been here, that's not.
Thank you, Mr. Felmly. All right, I'll go ahead and put that question over to you, Mr. Holden. Although the mayor does not have a vote on public policy issues, how do you see the mayor being involved in affecting public concerns such as town infrastructure problems and parking? You have 60 seconds.
The mayor doesn't have an office over the town hall. The $2 million you heard about recently, you didn't hear about it because I was involved in it multiple times, and I was on the phone multiple times with Senator Reagan and the 2 representatives. And that's really, you didn't know anything about it until it was announced and passed. It's having connections before your competitors find out what they're doing. That's the real world. I don't know, I guess we're just going to cover 2 different ends of the spectrum. I don't know of anyone that has more exposure as far as location. You come across the bridge, my office is on the corner, and my office is always open. My cell phones are always available. Anyone's welcome. And as I look around the room, there's a good majority of you that have been in my office and chatted with me. And I hope all of you will come and chat with me. The infrastructure, then here when the water was put in, the sewer was put in. And in the early days, I ran another great town for nothing, picked up garbage and garbage truck.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. Thank you. Sorry to cut you off. Question 5 is, we would like you to describe what transparency, openness, and inclusiveness means or would mean to you if elected mayor of Holden Beach, or if re-elected in your case, Mr. Holden. You have 60 seconds to answer.
Yes, would you repeat that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please describe what transparency, openness, and inclusiveness means if you were re-elected mayor of Holden Beach.
I think it means you should be ready, willing, and able to provide anybody the information that's public information. There's some information that is not allowed to be. Personnel problems, things like that. The law will not allow elected members to talk about it. That is handled by the town manager. There are guidelines that the elected people have to follow. But anytime somebody has a question, they should ask their representative, whether it's commissioner or mayor, and they should get an answer. You don't get an answer, you go to somebody else. Call the mayor, and like many of you do. And I challenge anybody in the room to tell me tonight that Mr. Holden, you didn't do what you said, or you didn't return my call, or whatever. I'm sure there's somebody out there that be like this. But if you have a problem with me, I'm available, right there in the corner, 128.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. And we'll move on to Mr. Felmly. Could you please describe what transparency, openness, and inclusiveness would mean if you're elected mayor of Holden Beach? You have 60 seconds.
Well, it means sharing this policy with the people, ensuring that the commissioners go to all of their meetings in the open. Nothing's kept secret. None of this I've got a secret stuff. And for example, many of the commissioners' meetings we go to, you say, well, not gonna have any taxes, it's only gonna cost $35,000. I need to find out, well, wait a minute, where did this $2.9 million come from? Oh, well, we found out this and that. We're going, the town's going, or my side of the town's going, what are they talking about? They've done this stuff in secret with the commissioners, and they've got to get it out in public. Everything needs to be done in public. You're the taxpayer, you're paying the bill, you pay what little salary they make, but you also pay the taxes to be transparent. Every one of you, the taxes have increased 10 cents per hundred, 14. They were told that would not happen. That happened behind closed doors. Okay, and it's going to happen again. So we have a change in this time. The taxes are going to go up again.
Thank you, Mr. Felmly. All right, question 6, budgets. Mr. Felmly, what role should the mayor play in setting the town budget? If the mayor shouldn't be active in the budget process, please tell us why. If he should, then please describe what role he should play. You have 60 seconds to answer.
The mayor has to be intimately involved. The mayor works for the town manager. Well, there's no law that the mayor working with the town manager to set the budget. But the budget has to come from a plan. And the mayor has to ensure that there's a strategy developed for the town and a vision for the town where the town wants to go, a plan set up for that. And the mayor has to work with the commissioners and guide the process to make sure that the budget is in place to support what you, the taxpayers, want. That's the mayor's job. That's one of his jobs.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Holden, I'll go ahead and toss the question over to you. What role should the mayor play in setting the town budget? If the mayor shouldn't be active in this process, please tell us why. If the mayor should be playing an active role, then please describe this role. You have 60 seconds.
The 5 commissioners and the 5 votes to make a final decision unless there's a tie. The mayor's role is to participate in the discussion and share ideas how to make town Holden better and more efficiently run. So the 6 people that are elected have an equal part in preparing the budget, but the 5 commissioners are the ones that get to decide. So an education and exchange of ideas and knowledge should and do create a good working relationship between our expenses and our incomes. Here recently, all I've heard is, oh, we're going bankrupt, going bankrupt. Well, it won't be long before the review of the town of Holden Beach finances are going to be made public, as they are every year. The state of North Carolina requires the town to be, every town in North Carolina, to be reevaluated and audits done. I think you'll be happy whenever you see it come out.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to closing statements. As a reminder, you have 90 seconds to answer that sort of, I don't know, prompt. And you can use that time to tell us about your experience or to highlight a policy issue that you believe the mayor has a major role in that we haven't discussed yet. So we'll go ahead and start with Mr. Holden, and then Mr. Felmly, you'll close. But go ahead and give us your closing statement, Mr. Holden.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to be the mayor for the years that I've served you. Even an example of one of the questions you just alluded to is the inlet dredging. The county, we weren't getting help with dredging. Corps of Engineers, we weren't getting help. State of North Carolina didn't have equipment. But just happens to be my cousin. My cousin was the head of a dredging company that ran the dredge to his work. One phone call, connections, that's what it's all about. And we got the state of North Carolina on board and the county on board, and that's how the county got dredged. Not that I know everybody, but I'm confident in the job that I'm in. And I just continue to do that job, and I know that you appreciate and like it. If you don't like it, you vote no, keep your butt out. That's fine. But while I'm there, I'm gonna utilize every tool that's in my toolbox. I'm gonna contact everybody that I know, from Washington down to the county. And that's the way it works. And those of you that live here or anywhere else that you've been, you have to be able to have contacts and the knowledge to make things happen. I am confident in my ability to do that, as I feel like I have proven. And I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. All right, Mr. Felmly, your closing statement. You have 90 seconds.
Okay, I hope this makes you feel a little better. Do you remember when they were putting in, the Weeks Corporation was dredging last a year ago and putting all the sand on the beach? You know, all the guys driving the Caterpillars, they all come out of New Jersey. I walk out there with my two great big white Pyrenees and say, "Hey, Captain, how you doing?" They're all retired Navy. Okay? The guy, "Hey, Captain, how you doing?" I know a lot of these people. I've worked with FEMA for years. I'm the guy that wrote the command and control procedure for the joint piece on the Navy and FEMA and how they work together and how all these people will come together and come all over the world, all over the country to solve problems like this place. But knowing people's great. The problem is how to work with federal government. Let's talk about the beach. We got a nice dog and pony show the other day about how great the beach was. Nice engineered beach, it's looking good. And every day it's going away. Every day it's going away. Every day it's going away. It's going. There's no plan to get it back. Oh, we have $1 million study with the Corps of Engineers. We got to stop this. We got to put plans in action, get the strategy going, start saving money to save our pier, our beach, excuse me, and the rest of these products. The sewer station, it's been known about for years. All of a sudden, it's a major catastrophe. Last commissioners meeting, it wasn't a problem. We had another problem. It just, we've got to get our arms around these things, develop a strategy, come up with a plan and a budget.
Thank you, Mr.
And
Felmly.
thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. Y'all, let's give him a hand.